All right, so let's start with highlighting the latest releases of what's out in theaters. Starting off with Despicable Me 4. This is Illumination Studios' latest installment, and I gotta say, it's kind of like their bread and butter at this point. If they can make 10 more of these movies, they will. But I know what kind of movie this is for, what audience this movie's kind of for. And so Gru and his lovable minions are back again in Despicable Me 4. This time, Gru faces his biggest challenge yet as he juggles fatherhood and a new villainous threat and his ever-loyal minions' latest antics. So you can always expect with these types of movies some heartwarming family moments, some laugh-out-loud comedy, and all sorts of mischief that you've come to love from the franchise. But I think what's odd about this movie is the fact that, again, it feels like the minions are at the forefront of a movie that's kind of where Gru is the main character, but they know what sells. They know what brings fills the seats in the theaters, and can't really complain. So yeah, if you're interested, Despicable Me 4 is now out in theaters. Then we have a horror flick for the summer, if anyone's interested. This is A Quiet Place, Day One, a prequel. You could think of it as an origin prequel to the A Quiet Place film series. If you've loved those movies, the first and the second, this one kind of goes back in time to the first day when the alien invasion takes place. And of course, every alien invasion usually finds itself taking place in New York. But yeah, it takes us back to the harrowing beginnings of the alien invasion that plunged the world into silence. The prequel follows a new set of characters as they navigate the initial chaos and terror, revealing more about the origins of the deadly creatures that hunt by sound. So if you're down for an intense suspense and emotional storytelling, then check out A Quiet Place, Day One. It's now out in theaters. Then we have what seems to be, I would say, like the resurgence of Pixar, because they've kind of been fumbling the last couple of years. Last year's movie release was Elemental, which I found kind of below average, but this time around they're back again, and this is Inside Out 2. This is their latest film. We get to return to the mind of the now teenager Riley, where her emotions, joy, sadness, and the rest of the emotions are adjusting to the new changes of adolescence. And so that means we got ourselves some new emotions making their debut, and it explores the complexities of growing up, also with added humor, heart, and the signature Pixar charm. I watched this movie myself, and I will admit it's an emotional roller coaster. There's a lot that is great for children. It's even great for young adults and people of all ages. There's a really proper message for the audience, and some of the new emotions that are put into it are extremely. It just feels like a very well thought out, clever story. With some interesting emotional characters that really feel relevant, that feel very personal. I really enjoyed this. It really made me think. I'm like, okay, Pixar still got what it takes to, get us a little bit tear-jerky. So yeah, I definitely would recommend Inside Out 2. It's great for the family. It's great for people of all ages. It's got a really profound message to say, and it's just all around just a fun watch. So if you're interested, Inside Out 2 is now out in theaters. And those are pretty much the latest releases of what's out in cinema right now for the moviegoers and cinema lovers. If I miss out on anything, do let me know. Would love to hear from you guys. And we're going to take a short break, and coming up next, we're going to be highlighting the latest releases of what's out in streaming. We're talking Netflix, Amazon Prime, Apple TV Plus, and so much more right here on The Evening Buzz. Stay tuned.
If you liked this episode of The Evening Buzz, drop a like and subscribe. Be sure to follow us on Instagram for all our daily updates and top stories.